Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, my students. For today, we will continue our topic, the second section about the plants part and their function. So we study the part 2 from the unit 2 about the plants part and their function. Last week we have discussed the plants part. The plant's part consists of leaf, stem, root, flower, and fruit. Okay, so we have discussed that the plants consist of the leaf, stem, root, flower, and also fruit. What are the functions of different plants part? We have discussed the functions of the leaf and stem. So for today we will continue to discuss about the root, the flower, and also the fruit. Okay, now let's see the root. What are the functions of the root? The first here, to hold the plant firmly to the ground. To hold the plant firmly to the ground. Jadi root itu hold it's mean memegang the plant firmly dengan kuat to the ground. So because there are root, the plant can stand upright to the ground. Jadi tanaman itu bisa stand upright. The plant can keep firmly, bisa berdiri dengan tegak, bisa berdiri dengan kuat to the ground because there are roots that hold the plant to the ground. So the plant can hold itself to the ground because there are roots. And then the second function, to absorb water, to take in water and mineral for the plant. So look at this is so important function that the root to take in water and mineral for the plant. Look at this is the relate with the second function that the plant use the root to take in water, to absorb water and mineral for the plant. Now let's see the types of the root that relate with the second function. Some plants have root that grow deep into the soil. So some plants have fruit that grow deep, tumbuhnya ke dalam into the soil. Other plants have fruit that spread over a wide area. So some plants have fruit that grow deep into the soil. Ada yang tumbuhnya grow deep ke dalam into the soil. Other plants have fruit that spread over a wide area. Ada yang menyebar. What for? What are the purpose? They have the same purpose, to get more water. So it relate with the second function. Some plants have fruit that grow deep, other have fruit that spread over a wide area. They have the same purpose. What is that? To get more water. So the plant can have root that grow deep, and then the plant can have root that spread over a wide area. What for? To get more water. Okay, still about the root. The root usually found underground. The root usually found underground. So there is word usually, biasanya. Root itu biasanya found underground. So it's mean there are unusual root. Ada root yang tidak usual, yang tidak biasa. What are the example? Okay, now look at the first here. This is banyan tree. This is banyan tree in bahasa pohon beringin. The roots of banyan tree are hanging in the air. So this is unusual because we found the root under the ground, but for banyan tree the root above the ground. The roots of banyan tree are hanging in the air. And then the roots of mangrove, pohon bakau, are sticking out of the mat. Jadi rootnya mangrove sticking out of the mat, dia menempel keluar dari lumpur. So it is above the ground, di atas tanah. So this is unusual root. In bahasa we said the root of banyan tree akar nafas, the root of mangrove akar tunjang. So the root of mangrove has function to support the stem. in bahasa support the stem. Akar tunjang itu apa? Menunjang berdirinya batang. Okay. These two plants have root above the ground to get enough air, to obtain enough air. So, baik akar nafas ataupun akar tunjang, it is the type of the root to get enough air. Besides, just now I said to you that akar tunjang, this is to support the stem. It also to get enough air. So the functions of the roots that grow above the ground to obtain enough air. Now let's see the next part. Okay, we have discussed just now we have discussed the root. Now we continue to the flower. Okay, the flower come in different shape and color. The flower come in different shape and color. You can see here the example. Some flower are bright, ada yang bright such as orchid, and then some flowers are dull such as the grass flowers. Ada yang dull itu kusam, gelap ya, buram, and then some flowers are bright. This is the example of the flowers that come in different colors. And then still about the flowers. The flowers have parts. Jadi flower itu have parts that help the plant to reproduce. Flowers have part that help the plant to reproduce. Do you still remember what is reproduce? In bahasa we said berkembang biak. I think you still remember about reproduce. This is one of the living thing characteristic. We have studied the characteristic of living things. There are move by themselves, grow, and then respond to the stimuli, and then die, and also reproduce. Jadi merupakan salah satu karakter dari ciri-ciri dari makhluk hidup, reproduce, berkembang biak. What is reproduce? Berkembang biak itu apa? Have young, memiliki anak. Because this is about the plant, so it's mean have a new plant. Jadi tumbuh-tumbuhan yang baru. So the flowers have parts, memiliki bagian that help the plant to make a new plant. The flowers have part that help the plant to make a new plant, that help the plant to reproduce. So it's mean it is important to know the common part of the flower that help in reproduction. Now let's see the part of the flowers. This is not complete part. For the complete part we will study when we talk about life cycle of plant. For now, teacher just introduce you some common part of the flower, beberapa bagian umum dari bunga. Okay, the first together, this is kepala sari. In English, anther, kepala sari, anther, kepala sari, anther. And then the next, putik stigma, putik stigma, putik stigma. And then mahkota petal, mahkota petal, mahkota petal. And the last one, kelopak sepal, kelopak sepal. So anther is kepala sari, stigma is putik, petal is mahkota, and then the last sepal is kelopak. These are the common part of the flowers. It is not complete, I said to you. The complete one we will study when we talk about life cycle of plant. So this is the part that in common, the part of the flower in common. Okay, I sign here. Teacher kasih tanda the anther and the stigma because these two part of the plant that join, that involve the plant reproduction. Jadi ini yang terlibat proses perkembangbiakan. The plant make a new plant by using these two parts. And then that I mean here, the flowers have part that help the plant to reproduce is the petal. Jadi yang dimaksud di sini flowers itu punya parts, ada bagian that help the plant to reproduce, yang membantu tanaman berkembang biak. Which part? It is the petal. Jadi mahkota. Why the petal help the plant to reproduce? Because the petal will attract insect. Karena petal ini, mahkota ini will attract insect. Dia akan menarik serangga to come to the flower, to help the flower making a new plant. Okay, understand? Okay, so that I mean here, the flowers have part that help the plant to reproduce. Which part? It is the petal. Jadi petal itu help the plant to reproduce because the petal will attract insect to help the plant making a new plant. Okay, to help the plant making a new plant. So here, okay, this is that I mean some flowers have bright petal to attract insect. Jadi ada beberapa flowers that have bright petal. Mereka punya bagian that have a bright petal to attract insect. Punya bagian to help the plant to reproduce. Bagian itu apa? Petal, the bright petal to attract insect. What for insect come to the flower? Insect come to the flower to help the flower making a new plant. For the explanation in detail, we will study about when we talk about life cycle. Not now, okay. And then some flowers have special pleasance. Jadi tidak hanya bright petal. So how about the flower that do not have bright petal? There are so many ways. But for today we just talk about this. Jadi some flowers have bright petal to attract insect. Other flowers have special pleasance. Ada yang punya bau yang khusus to attract insect. But all of the flowers, this is have special things to help the plant to do reproduction. Okay, this is. Okay, next. After the insect come to the flower, after the insect come to the flowers, or after the reproduction, the pollination happen, the flower will grow into fruit. So the flower will develop into fruit after the insect come to the flower. That insect will help the flower to reproduce, and then the flower will develop into fruit. And then we know that the fruit contains seed. Okay, the fruit contains seed. Di dalam buah itu ada biji, and then the seed will grow into new plant. In many ways, in many ways the seed will grow into new plant. This is happen in many ways. It can be dispersed by animal. Jadi bisa saja animal eat the seed, eat the fruit, and then throw the seed, and then the seed will grow into in other place, become a new plant. Or maybe the seed dispersed by wind, oleh angin bisa saja. So there are many ways the seed dispersed in many ways. After that, it will grow into new plant. So this is the process after the pollination happen, after the insect help the plant to reproduce, the flower will be a fruit. Inside the fruit, of course, there are seeds, and then if the seed disperse, kalau seednya sudah disebar, it will grow into new plant. The seed can be dispersed by many ways. Can by water, it can by wind, it can by human, it also can disperse by animal. And then the fruit of different plants have different size, shape, and colors. The fruit of different plants have different size, shape, and color. This is the example that the fruit have different size, different shape, and colors. The papaya and the apple. Okay, it's all about the fruit. So inside the fruit, this is contain seed, ada biji, and then the seed that will grow into new plant. How could we get the seed? Of course, by helped by animal, and then it can be helped by the wind, the water. For example, in here papaya or apple. The animal can eat the apple or papaya and then throw the seed. After that, the seed will grow into new plant. That's all the process. How the flowers be a fruit. After that, inside the fruit, this is contain seed. And then when the animal eat the fruit and then throw the seed, and then the seed will grow into new plant. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you, my student. See you for the next unit next week, unit 3. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.